Hey everybody, welcome to Melusi. We're only a few days even into the test server, so I'm sure a lot of you are like, how are you making an operator mastery on this? But I have a pretty firm grasp on how this operator is going to be used for the forthcoming future. Obviously, some of this stuff will change according to some patches and some nerfs. I think she might be losing one of her banshees. That would make sense to me, is if she lose one of her banshees. But regardless, I think this playstyle is still going to be the same for her. She's one of those operators you can just put down the gadget and get out of there, and you don't specifically have to play the gadget, which is always a fun thing to do. But at the same time, you can play your gadget as well. But I want to go into the loadout, and then I'm going to show you some examples and some strategies that Melusi is going to be used with. And so let's just hop into the loadout real quick. She has the T5 SMG, which is Legion's gun. Very good weapon. I would use a holographic sight and then a flash hider here. Flash hider or muzzle brake usually on any gun, and I just like flash hider on this gun specifically, on Legion as well, obviously. So that's where I got this from. Took this straight from my Legion setup. Holographic flash hider. The RG15 is the pistol of choice with a muzzle brake. That is the only pistol you have, but it is a great pistol. It's the same pistol as Ella's, and you can do a suppressor if you feel like you're going to be roaming a lot and be flanking a lot, because having a suppressor when you're flanking is obviously a good thing. Be silent, be stealthy, and be able to destroy cams and stuff with your suppressor. So who knows what's going to happen with the gadget. There was a deployable shield here. They took that away because too much utility was being burnt with the shield plus the gadget itself. So nitro cell or a impact grenade. Impact is better for rotation holes, obviously, but a nitro cell gives that kill potential. So I'm gonna like nitro cell. I think nitro cell and impact is probably how it's gonna end up staying, but we'll see what actually happens at the end of this test server. It's only a few days in, so they've already made changes and it's looking pretty hopeful. But a C4 is what I am gonna go for whenever I'm playing Melusi, because of the kill potential and solely because of the kill potential. So we're on Theme Park in one of the most overpowered sites in the game, Armory and Throne Room, with only 2 entrances in, no hatches, and vertical play, of course, above. So a subscriber, or I don't know if he's a subscriber, but a viewer commented this as an example of how good Melusi could be, and I really liked it because this is exactly how I see her being used. You have 3 of the Banshees right now, but I think that's going to get down to 2. So I'm going to make this future-proof by saying that you only have 2 of these. So from that perspective, you put one of these right here, right? And that goes all the way to the middle at this time, unless if that gets nerfed, of course. Another one can go, I don't know, here or on the other side, depending on how you would like that. And it covers now this entire walkway. Once you get in, there are 2 Banshees, 1 on each side, and that requires you to either have to burn 2 utility or tank 1. You could break 1 and then run through, or you're just stuck, because a lot of this has to do with the 20-second meta, and this operator is quite literally the example of a 20-second meta. The last 20 seconds you have to make an extremely ridiculous push if you don't get the main walls open, such as barrels, or even back here, or you know, even the stairs back there. So you're gonna have to make a push from either blue room or the red door. So once I have to make a decisive push like this and get stuck in these 2 traps that literally slow you down, you're kind of screwed. And these things at this point reach from this side to here and this side to here. So every single thing is covered. So you're gonna hear them trigger this device, and if you are anchoring in smart places like behind fireplace, you have an easy pre-fire because they can't get out fast enough. And if they even do have utility left at the last 20 seconds, everyone's gonna know where they're coming from. Say an ash charge goes off there and they run through, you shoot them in the back, the person right here shoots them, and they're kind of just done. Now this is the best way I think that she's going to be used, because you are going to be roaming for the most part, and you can't really use this when roaming. It's just going to get destroyed. So I think it's more of a utility, drop it, get out. You know, do your 2 reinforcements, drop your utility, go out to where you're going to be roaming. You can use it if it stays at 3 Banshees and they just lower the range. You can use 1 with you where you're roaming, and I think it depends site by site how much you leave near site. Sometimes it might be smart to leave all 3 by site, but at other times you're going to want 1 to use it for sound cues, because the sound is quite loud. So by putting it somewhere that you're going to be sitting around, say you're just shallow roaming around here, And say you are going to be, I don't know, roaming around here, roaming in the office or something. By putting your device somewhere near you, somewhere, say here, right there. Once this sound gets triggered, then that is when the peek will begin. If it's triggered, you know they're there. You have the advantage already because most likely they don't know you're there unless if you're droned out already. And even if you are droned out, you have this to defend you when you're roaming. So that's how I would use it when roaming. But then again, it's probably more useful near sight and to, just feed into the 20-second meta, since apparently that is what Ubisoft wants us to do, at least recently. All the operators have been feeding to the 20-second meta. If you think about it, we have Echo, we have Ella, we have this operator now. We have all sorts of things, a lot of barbed wire, and a lot of trip mines in general. You have Capcan traps. You have all sorts of things that feed into the 20-second meta, and basically the utility simulator that this game has become. So I'm not going to talk so much about how to roam with her and everything, because I think roaming in general is just very simple, and if you want a roaming guide, then I have plenty of those, so you can just go ahead and watch that. I would rather talk about the Banshee and how it's overpowered now, but it's probably going to be 2 by the time some of you are watching this. I know most people watch this instantly, or a majority of the views that come from a video come within the first few weeks or so, but people that are watching this down the line, hopefully they nerf this down to 2 Banshees. But let's talk about Banshees in general. If the range is still how it is, the range is absolutely absurd, right? So seeing where the half circle ends up, it ends from here all the way to this door, which is insane. To make it even worse is you can put it in the middle of floors to cover basically a whole room, and if there is no utility to destroy it, you're pretty much doomed, because this covers all the way to that door, all the way to this corner. At this point, they could be placed on the floor, be placed on walls, placed on any walls at all. They could be placed in a lot of certain spots, even stuff like fridges and stuff. Maybe, yep, right there on this fridge. They can be placed anywhere that I believe a Maestro Cam can be placed. Initiation room, the main entry point here is through control room. Now, one thing you can do here with this gadget is put it somewhere where it would be, first of all, harder to knife. So if you put it at a higher place, obviously it's gonna be harder to knife. Somewhere where you can guard it from inside sight will be harder to knife. And somewhere where you're gonna have to literally get on a table to knife it is obviously a good thing. So this right there, as we saw, it covers from here all the way over there and all the way to the wall here. So from beyond, if you try to drop hatch, you're going to get slowed down and a lot of sound cues are going to come off, and you can easily peek around as a defender. And if you go through this door, this is the only chance you have to really destroy it without getting shot at, because you can see it from here. Now this is a good example of covering a choke point. This choke point is now covered by sound cues and to just be slowed down. And I think that's the point of her. Slow down the rushes, slow down any crazy pushes, slow down the ash rushers, and that should pretty much neutralize that. But having 3 of them is pretty insane. I could see 2, because you have 1 and then you put 1 at another entry point, and then your anchors can use these for sound cues on where they're coming through at. For example, you can put 1 in the bathroom, cover up this area, and now there's a sound cue going into bathroom all the way out to this doorway. It's easy to destroy in these places like this, but still they have to destroy it, which makes sound, or they have to tank it and then come up here and knife it, which makes sound as well, such as the Banshee sound, which is absolutely insanely loud. I like the gadget overall. I like the concept of it, slow down rushes, but I do think it's a little overpowered at this time. It's not going to be forever. This test server is 30 days long, so it's going to get nerfed a little bit, but I still would like it to be used in this way, because you have 2, you should have only 2 in theory, or 3 with very limited range, because it should have the same range regardless. If it has 2, it can have bigger range. If it has 3, it should have smaller ranges, and it should be equivalent at the same time. But yeah, this operator is not to help you as a roamer for the most part. I think it's more to hold choke points, places that people enter from, such as control room, such as the bathroom area, or even from this side of the site where you could place it anywhere on the yellow corridor, anywhere over here, or just anywhere in general, to slow them down from making an aggressive push into sight, which is obviously what you're trying to avoid whenever you're trying to pick Melusi. Because there are better roamers, not better roamers, but roamers that are equivalent that can do similar things like this. There's Vigil, there's Ella. Ella's specifically like this, that has a trap or a mine of some sort that will distort and or slow down the enemy. This one in specific is slowing down. Ella is more distorting, so they do different things, but they're all interchangeable. They all have similar styles, 3 speed, 1 armor type operators. Very quick, very agile, and have a lot of potential. And I think this operator has a lot of potential if you're able to just be smart with it. It's such a basic gadget, and I think anyone can be able to use this as long as you know where people enter from any given site. A site like this, you know, they come through here, they come through the hatch. It's an easy place to attack from. Another place they come through is over here in Bakery. So for example, you could put your Banshee up in Bakery and just sit behind this desk or something along these lines, or sit around the corner, sit around here. And once you hear that, that's your sound cue to come in and kill them, right? So that's that. That is the new operator, Melusi. I want to know what you guys think, if you think this is the correct play style. I think this is. Obviously doing a operator mastery this early, right when the operator comes out, is a little bit more tough than doing an operator that's been out for years on years, and I know exactly how they fit into the meta, how they or played, how the playstyle goes. So I'm kind of making up the playstyle here of how I predict that it should be played. Now, if you agree, go ahead and let me know. If you disagree, go ahead and let me know as well, because I want to know what you guys think. If there's a better way to play her that I haven't thought of, then hey, go ahead and tell me. But at the same time, if this stuff gets really outdated, I will make another one of these, and in the future, months down the line, whenever this operator is really solidified and everyone knows her role on a team. But this should be a pretty good starting point if you're trying to get into Melusi, especially right when the season comes out. Xbox, PS4 users, I know you guys can't play the test server, so this is a day one strategy here that is gonna probably work for years on years, where you put it in a choke point, slows them down, and you're good to go. You just go roam and have fun. So that's all for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.